ask me the
I'm
same
not.
question.
No,
I know
hopefully
it.
not.
You would never ask me about bullying, would you?
No, not now.
What else you got?
I thought the movie was really fun.
You did?
Yeah, I thought it was
Okay,
really
good.
fun. Well, let me
Cool.
start by asking you this. Were you a fan of the original Carrie? Were you familiar with it? Okay.
Yes. I was going to make a joke about there was an original, but then
Wait, there was?
edited.
Was there?
Wait, what original?
I don't know.
What are you talking about?
Not
This isn't a
sure.
remake. I love the original. I love the book a lot too. So I was excited to be a part of this new version of it, but I was also, just on a smaller scale, excited to have a reason to reread it and rewatch it. You know, it was cool to revisit
So you
that.
did reread the book and watch the movie
yeah.
before filming?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, totally.
Did that help you at all, inform sort of what you were doing? Or?
Yeah, totally. I mean, just like reminded me of what the story was that we were telling and how it would be similar, how it would change. And I think like anytime you're playing a role that there's a book about, you get so much more in-depth character analysis just from the author. You know, they describe so much more because it's like however many hundreds of pages as opposed to, 120 screenplay pages, which is like nothing.
Right.
So
What did
it's
you
cheating.
pick up about your character that sort of helped you?
Well, I stupidly, her name is Rita, and in the movie you never hear her first name, and so I was obsessed with finding out what her first name is, because it's really hard to play a character who doesn't have a first name, unless it's a weird sci-fi movie or something. But finding out that my name was Rita Desjardins was really informative to me. I'm what kind of person who is Rita? That's a person. It's not like Grace. Grace is Grace, but Rita is don't mess with her.
Yeah.
Maybe? I don't know.
Don't mess with Rita.
Don't mess with Rita.
Yeah, you don't
But
mess with
Grace,
Rita.
you're dude, just I got this.
Yeah.
But Rita, you're probably gonna listen to.
Yeah. Well, tell me about working with Chloe, because she's so good in this.
I know. It was hard. I didn't like watching her play this role because she's so good. It broke my heart. It was really hard to watch. It was really emotional to watch, actually, too. And to see her tiny little body on the floor of the shower was really heartbreaking. It was hard, and they shot that scene for 2 days, and so the first bit obviously is the bullying part where they are throwing the tampons in her and everything, and then the second part is when I come in. So they shot the whole thing that first day, and then I went in the second day, and they showed me playback, roughly edited together playback of what they had shot the day before, and I started crying because I was so moved by Chloe's performance. So it was great. It got me right where I needed to be.
Well, what's it like to be in such an iconic scene as the shower scene and also, obviously, the prom scene?
Yeah, I know. It's pretty fun. It's cool. I enjoy, some of the nerdy aspects of filmmaking, so I liked being a part of something with, pyrotechnics and stunts and, weird, that kind of stuff is fun, and I don't usually get to do that, so I liked it a lot.
You've worked with some great directors. What was it like working with Kimberly Pierce?
It was awesome. I mean, she's kind of, one of the best. One of your jobs as a director is to be an acting coach too, and she's one of the best acting coaches. That's her ability to get us where we needed to be emotionally, to remind us what we just finished doing, what we're about to do, where we are in the story, what part we're telling. That's something that a lot of directors forget to do with their actors. You get really involved in the actual filmmaking and the lights and the camera and the angles and everything, and you forget sometimes to tell your actors okay, now just remember you just did this, even though yesterday we shot the last day of the movie, this is where you are in our story, this is what you're going to do, this is why you're doing what you're doing, remember what we talked about when we had our meeting before we started shooting. Kim is awesome at that.
That's great.
And that's what I need. I also like to be well lit, but
yeah, well, that helps. Yeah.
Yeah.
Judy, it was great talking to you.
You too.
See, and I didn't even ask you about bullying.
I know.